Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Rebuilding Stockport. I know we're only a couple of episodes into this, but I genuinely am enjoying this save probably more than any other save I've ever done, and there's a few reasons for that. Firstly, the support on it has been terrific, and long may it continue. That's been fantastic. And two, it's just been nice to take a different approach to things and be a bit more cerebral, if that was possible for me with my tiny brain, but I am trying, I promise you. So, we have plenty of stuff to talk about. We've got some league games that we've played off camera. We've got a big game today against Alfreton Town. Hopefully we can, well, you don't know. We're going to show you what's happening in those games in a minute, but I wanted to quickly go over some of the changes I've made here as well, because we have finally filled the other slots here. Firstly, we picked up Martin Ferguson. I went through 2 or 3 more scouts trying to find one that would actually fit the role, but we came up with Ferguson in the end. He's not as good as some of the others, only 7 and 9 with 8 adaptability, but he'll do for now until we can find someone better. Another regen as it happens. And we also finally have a director of football in Pat Nevin. He was the best that was finally available that would actually join us. So hey, former Scottish international, can't really go wrong there. He's okay and great adaptability though, which is why I kind of liked him. So yeah, he will do for now. This absolute madman is playing with an offside trap in non-league. Absolute scenes. Yeah, it seems a few of you thought that was a little bit crazy, but hey, I'm willing to give it a try. I should point out that the reasoning behind that for me anyway is if we're going to play a high line, there's going to be long balls coming over the top because it's long league anyway. And if we don't play the offside trap, those long balls are still going to come. The difference is our players won't be actually trying to catch people offside and we'll probably still get caught. So I'm going to try and persist with the offside trap because I really do want to try this out and see if we can't play a little bit of a different style of football for this level, because that's part of the fun about FM, trying things out that are a little bit different. The assistant manager, Dave Conlon, is my manager at college. I'll be telling him you said that. Oh boy. God, you've dropped me right in it there, John. Nothing personal against Dave. It's just the fact that whenever we came to a game, I'd ask him for advice about opposition instructions just to see what he thinks. And literally he'd be like, I don't feel confident enough in my advice to give any. Brilliant, mate. That's like your one job in this particular scenario is to give me advice in this point, and you're just like, eh. You scored a deflected goal and didn't concede one. What crazy world are we living in? I'm a little scared. Me too. But if we stick together, we'll get through this. I'm sure it was just a fluke. I've no doubt we'll concede one today. Don't you worry about that. Trying to figure out what menu to actually show this on because it's a little bit different on FM19. This seems to be the best one to show you the best overall idea of the game. So, we beat York City 3-1 away from home, and from what I know, York City are meant to be one of the better sides in this division from what people have told me. So this, for me, was a very, very good result. We got the first goal on a bit of a counter-attack with Darren Stevenson smashing it home. We then made a second goal from a throw-in, I think it was actually, yeah, which was the first time that's really worked in the league. They then did get one back from a lucky deflected own goal, which is a bit of a shame, but what can you do? Before we scored a goal from a corner to wrap it up at 3-1. Good away win. It's just occurred to me that if I do it like that, you can't actually see the players who scored and assisted in the game, so I think this one's a little bit better. If we do need to go into any more details, I can still show you that stuff. We then followed that by travelling to Southport, another side who are pretty high up in the league at the moment, and as they were then, but a 3-1 victory in this one as well. A goal from a corner in this one, which was nice for Nive Bell. A couple of open play goals in there too, and we did concede from a corner in this one with Jason Gilchrist. But 3-1 win, that's 3 wins out of 3. We conceded in all of them, which is a bit annoying, but none of the goals in these 2 games were scored from balls over the top, which made me happy, really. Unfortunately, against Guiseley at home is probably the game that we should have won the most out of these, but unfortunately, we did get caught with the ball over the top in this one. Weirdly, our players were there to cover it, but the 2 defenders got in each other's way, and Libbard was able to go through and equalise after we'd scored from a corner early on with Jordan Keane. But the set pieces are really starting to work for us. If we could just tighten up our open play stuff a little bit, build that cohesion with the team, score a few more goals from open play, these games would be put to bed a little bit earlier and we wouldn't have to rely on this kind of stuff, but it's very nice to have it there. And away against Bradford Park Avenue, this one could have been very different for us. We took a lot of long shots in this game. They stood off of us, and it really made it very difficult. We were very fortunate, frankly. Scott Duxbury's free kick and then a penalty late on well, not that late on, fairly late on from Matthew Warburton was all it took for us, but we got the clean sheet, which was nice. The first one of those of the season. And that leaves the league looking like this. 13 points from our first 5 games. I mean, you can't really argue with that. I think we should have beaten Guiseley, but maybe on another day we could have lost or drawn one of the other games, so it's not too bad overall. Willoughby, someone said he was an absolute beast when he scored against us. Well, that's certainly playing out quite nicely. Despite FC United being 17th in the division, Willoughby's already got 9 goals in his first 5 games this year. Maybe someone we could take a little bit of a look at, since we're going to probably finish higher than them this year, because this guy looks tasty. Also, Hereford, newly promoted, they were expected to finish sort of lower mid-table, 5 out of 5, and they are smashing teams at the moment, which is very, very interesting. Is that just a fluke, or are they going to continue being up there at the moment? We're already 4 points clear of dropping out of the playoffs, and that's where we kind of need to be. But I still think there's hopes of us winning the league this year. I genuinely do, and I want to keep the unbeaten run going as long as possible. Just looking at the squad at the moment, sorted by average rate, there's a lot of different statistics on here I've been looking at, just to sort of see where we're kind of going, because I noticed the one game we played poorly, the one against Guiseley, was also Paul Turnbull's worst game for the club. He wasn't really connecting his passes, and also one of our best performances away at Southport was also his best performance, where he was just passing for days. So I'm thinking that maybe getting him onto slightly more long ball could actually help him, because it means he'll get out of trouble a bit easier, rather than trying to play short passes that gets him into trouble. Just an idea. And just looking at the finances as well, £317,000 in the bank. We're looking good. Overcommitted on the wage budget slightly now, although weirdly not there, which is strange. Apparently, the transfer window for us doesn't really end as such, so we should be able to keep signing players for quite a long time if we do find any free trial players and whatnot. And I'm prepared to go over our wage budget a little bit, just because we are making money at the moment. So if I do find a couple more players that I think are good, then I will sign them up, even if we do go over, because I think we need the depth, because the games come thick and fast at this point in the season. We're entering a phase now where the games are every week after this little period, and then we should be able to be fine, but we're really, really struggling at the moment. Little couple of injuries, but nothing too major. So today we face off against Alfreton Town, who are 6th in the league. So this is a tough one for us, and I think I picked a big game for us to actually show in this episode. They've started off fairly well. They're basically just the one win. They've had a loss where we've had a win. That's only the difference between us. I think if we can win this game, it really does say to me, we're good enough to go and win this league. Beating teams around us is very, very important. It also helps that they play a very similar kind of system to what Bradford did in the last game, and we were okay in that one. But, yeah, quite deep in a lot of areas. But they do actually have a deep line playmaker, so we know who to go after, finally. And apparently Pennicat is also a very, very good player, thanks to someone in the comments for letting me know about him. Now, Jake Kirby picked up an injury in the last game, which is a bit of a shame. We've just been rotating players around, but it doesn't matter, because Matthew Warburton will come in. Few little changes. I don't know if I mentioned that I've made this winger attack. I think that might have been done before. I'm not really sure. But everything else has been kind of kept the same throughout this period to try and build these links up. The familiarity is definitely getting there now, which is very nice. Unfortunately, injury risk is high on a lot of these, but we've just got so many games and not enough players at the moment. We're just having to kind of risk it for now. Now, I'm still not entirely sold on the way we're playing, but we have started the season well. 4 wins and a draw out of our first 5 games is inarguably excellent. But there's still a few things that I might consider changing. For example, I'm thinking of drawing the line of engagement back to compress this middle area. I'm also thinking of maybe getting stuck in certain games if we want to try and win a bit more possession. Maybe turning short goalkeeper distribution off because we've got less players pressing. If we had an attacking midfielder, maybe to give that a go. And maybe also turning off tighter marking, as that got us into some problems in a few games where we were tight marking some people, but it left other players open because they weren't tighter marked. We were a little bit vulnerable in certain areas. But I am keen to persist with the offside trap for now because it seems to have worked, frankly. Of course, now that I've said that, we'll concede 3 goals from balls over the top in today's game. And if it happens, you know. I'm also looking at ideas to perhaps change the distribution a little bit, just so we've got more instructions for our goalkeeper, rather than just letting him decide on his own, because he makes some bad decisions sometimes. But I'm prepared to work on that with some more comprehensive viewings. But for today, we're just going to kind of go with what's worked for now. And that is pretty much the same starting lineup. Everyone's fairly fresh for today, which is good, because we've got Kidderminster on Monday, of all places. So on the bench, Ormerson, Mantak, Walker, Mulhern, and Cowan. I'm reasonably alright with that bench. Bell, Stevenson, Warburton, DeMaio, Osborne, Turnbull, Duxbury, Palmer, Keane, Kebby, and of course Hinchcliffe in goal. Relatively stable first 11, and we're already building the links, and that's really useful. I could have sworn this said structured before, and I don't recall changing anything to make it now say flexible, which is kind of weird, unless I changed one of these accidentally. That's really odd. Right then, let's have this. God, it sat on the teams are warming up screen for a little bit too long for my liking, but there you go. Okay, players are actually up for this one, particularly the midfielders. They seem to like our team talk. So, has he got any advice? No, didn't think so. Okay. We're going to go after Chettle because he's their playmaker. They've designated a playmaker, so we are going to try and stop him. Someone wanted to see what we've been doing for set pieces, for the corners particularly. So I've just set this up for man marking for the defence, and that seems to have tightened things up there. For the attacking, essentially they're just the ones from strikerlist.com with a few little changes made to put players in the correct position. So I've got my strongest header of the ball here with an in-swinging corner so that he can win the header, either knocks it back across goal or gets a shot on goal that could be deflected in possibly from our other large defender. That's the idea, and that works on both sides, essentially. Slightly different formations here, but that's just the way it sets them up. They're actually the same positions. Actually, I kind of want my striker there. I don't know why that's been switched. Right, let's do this. Need to turn it off for comprehensive highlights. We don't need that. That would be a bit long. So we're going to bring back question of the day, and today's question is going to be this. What's the favourite football chant of yours that you've ever heard whilst at a stadium or on TV or whatever? Because there's some bloody interesting ones out there. So let me know in the comments, what's the best football chant you've ever heard? And if you have any ideas for a question of the day we can use, drop those in the comments too with the hashtag QOTD. While we're at it, any Stockport fans in the comments, what sort of chants do you guys use for the players that are currently in the side? I'm kind of interested. And if, you guys have any new ones that you might want to suggest for these players, then do, of course, drop those in the comments too. Warburton out wide. Can he find a cross? He does. Niall Bell with the header immediately off the mark there. Good. Don't know what Kebby's doing there. He's pushed up for some reason when he could have just made the interception. Bit annoying. Go on, win it. Oh, well played, goalkeeper. Very, very good from the goalkeeper there. He really needed to be strong. If you guys could get back into your positions now. Oh, well played. Keane. Osborne. Osborne. DeMaio. Warburton. Oh, saved by the goalkeeper. We're still getting a lot of the ball right now, so I'm tempted to maybe move it on to attacking rather than... Oh, God, Bacon's through. Round the post. Get out to him. The reason we're playing the wide defensive line, in case anyone was wondering, is so that we can try and block crosses from getting into the box in the first place. Take that out of the equation. Warburton's ball in. And, oh, it's in the back of it. Oh, he's offside. Jordan Keane is offside. It should... Well, we'll see, I guess. See how offside this actually was, shall we? And Warburton... Oh, yeah. Okay, what is Jordan Keane doing there? There's no real reason for him to do that. He could have easily... Ah, that's frustrating. Apparently, Penniket has been very, very good in the air. So we're going to try and get in and around him to try and stop him. Pretty poor first half, really, from both sides. Alfreton had probably the best chance of the game. We've had a goal disallowed for offside. Where do we go from here? That's the question. I am tempted to up the pressing a little bit more. Keep our shape maybe with turning that off. Maybe just drop the line of engagement back a tiny little bit to compress that middle area and don't let them pass into midfield as much. Just congest it. Might also turn Duxbury into a wing back so we can overlap Stevenson down this side and we'll get options available. Just want to see something a little bit more proactive in this second half from us. I feel like we've still got it in us and we might have to rely on something from a set piece. But that's why we built this team to do that, you know? Of course, 65 minutes and there's been so little happening in this game. It's going to be decided on a knife edge. The thing is, they're sitting so deep. Might try and hit early crosses, just get that ball into the box a little bit more. Maybe push the attacking width a little bit, get down those wings, get that ball in. Darren Stevenson's having a really poor game, but we've got not really anyone that can come on in that position because Kirby's injured. Gonna get Cowan on for Kebby just to freshen the legs up on that side. We'll leave it at that for now. Kebby's over the top for Bell. Here we go. A bit more pace in behind. He's got options coming forward. He finds the back post. Darren Stevenson. Yes! Just as I'm about to take him off. 1-0 to Stockport County. We just needed a little breakthrough like that. Nothing major. It's been a pretty cagey game, to be honest, but lovely ball down the line from Kebby. That will be a key pass and a hell. Bell does well here. Lovely pick out. He's got 3 players around, just bends it round behind, and Darren Stevenson's 5th goal. He's scored 4 of the 5 goals in live comms. He's been pretty anonymous in a lot of the other games, but it's 1-0 to Stockport. Right. We're still going to proceed with the tactical changes. Hinchcliffe launches it. Knocked over the top. Bell's through again. One touch. Oh, it's 2-0. 2 goals in as many minutes there. And Niall Bell with a goal and an assist, and now it's 2-0. I'm not going to take credit for that because we've barely done anything tactically, but hey, it's made the difference. Just flicked on by Osborne, and it's put it straight over the defensive line. So easy there, and look at this. Oh dear, bad goalkeeping. 2-0 Stockport, and hopefully now we can hang on to this and get another victory. Duxbury's long throw. Headed away. Osborne brings it down. Duxbury's surely got to get the ball back here. We need a good cross, Dux. Ball in. Warburton. Keane, of all people. Ball in. Bell. Warburton! Oh, it's 3-0. It's 3-0. How is this? Wow. The changes we have made now, I am going to take credit for these ones now. We're looking so much better now. 3-0. My goodness. Nice work from Niall Bell there, just to slip that through for Warburton, who gets it on the second attempt. It's 3-0. Right, let's get some players off and rest some players for the next game. We'll get Walker on for Elliot Osborne, and we're going to get... I wish I could get Duxbury off, really, but we're going to... Mantak on the other side. I would like to try and keep a clean sheet in today's game, if at all possible, just because I think it's important to do that. Out wide for Mantak, have a little run at the tired defenders. Ball in. Bell! Oh. Well, that looks like it's going to do it. Stockport County 3, Alfreton Town 0. We took a game that wasn't really going anywhere, and we've turned it into a 3-0 home victory. That, to me, says we've got real cojones in this league. And we've got to keep looking up now. A 3-0 win against a team that was practically directly below us in the division. I'm really, really pleased with that. Super, super pleased. Great result. But more so even than that, I'm pleased with the changes that we made, and it lets me know that we're capable of doing that kind of play. Because it's not a fluke that we suddenly turned that on, because they barely did anything after we made those changes. Obviously, the goals helped. We scored 3 goals in 3 minutes. Can't really argue with that. We're second in the league, 2 points off the top, and now sitting 6 points inside the playoffs. Looking like definitely it's between us and Hereford at the moment. Other teams will catch up, though. Boston United having a really good season as well. So next episode, I know someone wanted me to do Boston United, but I don't think that's enough games in between. We're going to come back and do Darlington. So in between, we've got Kidderminster struggling at the bottom, Leamington struggling at the bottom, Boston, big game, Telford, decent-sized game, and Darlington as well. So a few big games in there. We've got a couple of winnable ones in between, and I really want to go and beat Kidderminster and Leamington to really push us forward in the league. And we've also got an FA Cup game in there too, so hopefully we can try out old Bruno Bridges. Looking forward to that as well. So if you have enjoyed this episode, and I really hope you have, the way we've started this season gives me great hope for the rest of it. The offside trap is working for now. We've only conceded, we've kept 2 clean sheets on the bounce and everything. Anyway, if you have enjoyed it, drop a like on the video, that would be brilliant. If we could get it to 400 likes, that would be superb as well. And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys in the next episode for a away game against Darlington. Hopefully we can be right up there. Hopefully Hereford will fall away. I'll see you guys soon. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.